and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are proud to present a tribute to 10 years of Lou Mongello and the WDW Radio podcast. And here we go. Here we go. Go, go, go. Break it on down.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. If you are watching live, thank you so very much for taking time out of your Wednesday night to join me once again here in the box. I am Lou Mongello. You are my friend. If you are watching on the replay, please join us every Wednesday right here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, like clockwork. You guys are amazing. I see so many, of you in the box already. Stephen Williams, I promise I'm going to get back to you as soon as I hear. Linda Lammers, Kimberly Bouchard, Judy Pavarini. I missed you while you were here in Disney World. I'm sorry about that. Darlene Nagy from West Seneca, New York. Bill Fox, how you doing, brother? Joe Masters, Ed Boskirk, Bob Ostrowski. Bob, brother to Nikki, by the way, I saw what you did for the nation, by the way. Thank you so much, man. I'll get your email and stuff out to you right away. Nick Palazzo, who's, I believe, related to Enrico Palazzo from the Naked Gun series. Colleen is here, not working. Josh, Christina Cano. Good to see all of you guys again. It's amazing. Every Wednesday, I mean, not every Wednesday, today I was dragging. I haven't been sleeping well. I'm juggling lots of balls in the air, and then also getting ready to speak a couple of times next week out in Disneyland. And I was feeling it, man. I was feeling sluggish today, but there's something about seeing you guys in here and seeing the familiar names and faces go by that really gets me excited. Like Father Christopher Manning and Nikki Ostrowski, Benjamin Greenberg. It's good to see all of you guys once again. I hope you are having as great of a week as I am. Patricia Rodriguez, all the way from Lima, Peru. I just think that is amazing and awesome all at the same time. What do you do down there in Lima, Peru, and how often do you come to Walt Disney World? I have so many questions. Like, where's the best place to get Peruvian food, and what should I have it? Jimmy, I should stop running yesterday. Styles, I hope you are feeling well. Ridiculous. You don't get hurt watching Netflix. But I won't even bother. Stuart, Mr. Countdown Sternberg, it is always a pleasure to see you. Eric McMahon, Patricia hasn't been here since 2014. Well, wait till Pandora opens, and then you have reason to come back. And then you got the Spaceballs. It's not Spaceballs themed. Oh, it's Star Wars themed. I'm wearing the wrong shirt for May the 4th. I know it's May the 3rd, but I'm not going to be live tomorrow. So I'm getting in the Star Wars spirit a little bit of a day early with my Spaceballs, the Schwartz Awakens shirt. And I don't think I know who sent this to me. One of you sent it to me, but thank you. And so may the Schwartz be with you. I love Spaceballs. Jason Lozada, Nanu, my friend, and I know everything about that was completely wrong, but it is good to see you. Do I like Pez Star Wars? I like Pez, and I like Star Wars, so if you bring the two of them together, how could I not? I have a Pez Spidey over here somewhere, and I think that, all of my Star Wars Pez I have sold. I think somebody just said that they found me and the show from BeLive.tv. Was that when I was on with I almost said Father George because I'm reading Kimberly. When I was on with Joel Comm this week, sometime in the last week. If so, thank you so much. Mike Vidal, Fried Oyster Po' Boy. Listen, man, I everything about that word, especially since I gave up fried foods for Lent, so I'm making up for past times. April, so with Joel Comm. So April, where are you from and what do you do? And are you a Disney fan? And how do you know Joel? Joel's a good guy. By the way, if you guys are not following Joel Comm, it's joelcomm.com, 2 M's and then 1 M on the .coms, and he's at Joel Comm everywhere. He's a really, really good guy, smart man, and incredibly handsome as well, too. So I want you to autograph a Pez for me. Adding to the list of things I have never been asked to ever do, autograph a Pez. Can I eat them first and then autograph the Pez? Gareth Pemberton III from the United Kingdom. It is good to see you as well, my friends. We have a lot of stuff we got to cover tonight. I'm interested to chat about, first of all, I want to chat about whatever you guys want to talk about, but don't forget, we also have the logo contest winners and the big reveal. The judges are backstage with the sealed envelope. We won't make the same mistake that the Oscars did. There's a clear and present winner in this week's logo contest. Not that I'm not doing every week, but I do have another logo contest coming up. We'll take a little bit of a break. Josh says, is there going to be info on the May meet? I don't know. I'll try and pull up my calendar really quickly. I am going to do a meetup in Disneyland next week. That's probably not doing you any good because I know you're talking about Disney World. But if so, it probably would be a little bit later on in the month. It's a little chaotic I have some friends coming in. Some people from my mastermind group are coming in. And then the Pandora opening near the end of the month. We'll figure something out, I promise. Maybe the weekend of the 20th, 21st. We'll figure it out. We will figure something out and hopefully can meet up while you are here. So, Stuart Sternberg, thank you so much. I'm a huge fan of the Spaceballs, and I love me some. I love everything about that, but yeah, I do love some Mel Brooks. So, Terrence says, I called Disney, was on hold, I've had the music to the American Adventure in Epcot in my head all day. Excuse me, that reminds me, we're going to do a, sorry. I think for the first time ever, I might somewhat revisit a segment that we did probably 10, 12 years ago with a top 10. We talked about some of our favorite music actually, I think it was the Seven Wonders. I think we have to revisit the music segment again and talk about some of our favorite music in Walt Disney World. Lewis Morgan saying good night from Wales. That's right. It's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning there. Thank you for staying up to listen and watch. Jill McCann, this is an advantage of not being able to sleep. You're showing up the Union Jack, so where in the United Kingdom are you from? And where am I going to be tomorrow? I am unfortunately not going to be in the parks tomorrow. I have a meeting in the morning and some phone calls in the afternoon, so I have not been able to hit the parks as often as I would like. But do we include the Ewok Adventures in tomorrow's Star Wars Marathon? No, you do not. No Ewok Adventures, none of the cartoons, and well, I think you actually should watch the holiday special if you're having trouble sleeping. So, Tamara from Yucaipa, California, a Disneylander. Tamara, I'm coming into your neck of the woods. I'm arriving on Sunday. Going to hopefully do a meetup on Wednesday. Marty Ramondo, I am so sorry. So, add lots of so's, sorry that I missed you while you were here. And I can't believe we were mere steps away. The right place, the wrong restaurant. And we passed like 2 ships in the night. I was really hoping to see you. And I have something for you too. So if I would have known, we could have made that happen. So now you just have to come back. That's all. Or just move here. Martin Shergold, my friend, Thursday mornings in the UK are in the box. It is always good to see you. Jesse, it's been a while. I need to chat with all you Disney people. It's good to have you back, Jesse. So what is it that you would like to chat about tonight? Or if you have a question, let me, please let me know. Larissa, oh my gosh, Larissa, long time no see. I haven't seen you in the box in a while. Stan met one of the actors of the Ewok Adventure at Celebration. He gave me a ride to the convention center. I'm not sure if that's a joke or not. Let's see. Katie, too hot tomorrow. The weather Saturday will be awesome. Sadly, I won't be in the parks. How did I end up at Paradiso 37, but I still have in Frontera Cucina? They did a little sort of media thing for, I guess, some upcoming changes to the menu, which was fine by me because I was famished and I loved everything on the menu. Some things more than others. So, Jimmy Styles says, Stan wasn't kidding. You got his autograph. Well, it shows you that the Ewok cartoon guys did obviously not make serious bank, and the residuals are a little bit less than probably what Harrison Ford is making on the film. So, Richard's coming to Walt Disney World in May. It would be great to see you as well. Lou, you set ridiculously high standards for we fellow live streamers. Even Joel Comm didn't get over 50 on a stream. John, listen, and I mean this sincerely. It is, I never, and I don't even know what the numbers are. I don't look at the numbers the way I have my new setup here, because the numbers don't matter, right? And this is, there's something that's important, that whether you are a blogger or a YouTuber or a live streamer or a podcast, the size of your audience doesn't matter. What matters is that they're listening, right? That's a Randy Pausch quote. And you guys are evidence of that. Like, people ask me, especially when I go and speak at conferences, about growing their numbers and increasing the audience. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not in the game to increase my numbers and increase my audience. I'm here to serve and spend time with the people who are already there. If the audience is going to grow, you guys are going to make it happen, right? That's why I ask every week, please help spread the word. Tell people about the show. Tell people about the live broadcast. That's all I want you to do, right? Because anybody who's here, who's part of this family, who's part of this community, I want them to want to be here. So I don't try and game the system. I don't buy likes. I don't buy followers. I don't buy downloads. I don't do any of that kind of stuff to just get the numbers up there for the sake of the numbers being up, right? So you can have 100,000 likes on your Facebook page, but like really low engagement, and it shows that those numbers don't matter. I would rather have 100 people, forget that. I'd rather have 50 people that genuinely cared about what I was talking about than 100,000 people that never paid attention. So I love my community, our community that you have built the way it is. If the numbers grow, awesome. The more the merrier, right? That's why I say like it and share it and invite your friends. And, but yeah, growth is not the game for me, right? There is no game for me. The game for me is this. That's why I get so excited every week. You know, I believe that you love on and you nurture your community and it will grow organically. And that's why I do what I do. And that's why I don't do some of the things that other people do. And that's why maybe the numbers sometimes public front facing don't reflect that, because it's not about the social metrics, right? Because it's easy to game the system and look, I could get 20,000 likes tomorrow if I wanted to. It's very, very, very simple. I don't want 20,000 likes. I would rather have 20 new people that really cared about what we are doing, right? And that's exactly what you guys are evidence of. And that's why I talk about, and I'm going to talk about next week when I go to California, I'm going to talk about the box and the box people and the community and the nation, because you are evidence of what so many other people are trying to build. And the community that you guys have created is absolutely incredible. And I will tell you, it's a community that a lot of other people would love to try and grow. And that's why I'm so grateful to and for you guys every single week. I say it every week, not because it's a part of a script or a spiel. I say it because I believe it and it's true. And I wake up and I go to sleep grateful every single night. And that's not, oh, I almost cursed. That's not nonsense. That's me speaking from my heart. So, and that's why I get as excited as I do Wednesday night. So I didn't mean to go off on a social media tangent, rant, things like that. And look, you know, if people don't like me for the way I do things, then so be it. You know, and I normally don't acknowledge, but for some reason, again this week, some of the, you know, you find people out there that will talk, that for no reason they talk about you, they hate you, and you wonder why. Like, why do people do that? Why do people even bother with that kind of stuff? And it makes me crazy, and it's easy to ignore. And the reason why I brought that up is because it's easy to ignore that nonsense when we've got this. Because I do have some people that I coach and that I worked with, and we had our group mastermind call last night. And during somebody's live broadcast, they were getting a lot of that. They were getting a lot of that negativity, a lot of that nonsense. And I had to really explain to her, explain to the two of them, why it's important to ignore it, right? To not acknowledge it, to not pay attention, to not feed that evil beast that it is, right? That's just looking for attention, right? You devote your attention and you devote your time to the people that want it and love it and need it and reciprocate it back, and not the people that are negative, because, you know, I think it's more important to remove the negative influences in your life if you want to lead a positive life and feel as happy as I do and feel as happy as the Becky. Oh, look, I actually knew where to point and feel exactly. I see you guys talking about the Becky puppet in there. So that's a long way, a very circuitous way of me saying thank you and that I love you and I love you for being here. Michael Ruffin, thank you for digging the Spaceball shirt and thank you for forgive me that I don't remember who sent it to me and for sending it in a right size and black because it's somewhat slimming. So anyway, Matt Chase, anybody who wear an Ewok costume, hug a penguin and wear a Spaceball shirt while taking fireballs shots has to be excited about what they do every day. Sing it, brother. Like I am the luckiest, most blessed guy on the planet. And don't think that I forget and don't acknowledge and I'm grateful for that every minute of the day. So Glenn says, we all love to share the passion. That's what makes life in the box. I agree with you, brother. Steven Schwartzrock, negativity is best ignored. Love you for what you do and how you do it. Steven, you and somebody else in here, you guys allow me to do that, right? Gentleman Jager, just asked my supervisor to listen to your show with Lee Cockrell. Like, that means so much to me, right? The fact that not only you take the time to be here and to spread the word, but you ask and invite, look, you like and trust me enough to recommend it to somebody else, right? That's how this circle of friendship grows. So Larson Eisenberg, speaking of people that I love and that I miss, a former Orlando Calrissian. What is he? We were a fellow person from Orlando. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next month. And Matthew, they wasn't playing with my dolls. They're action figures, and they're all sealed away, hermetically sealed in a temperature controlled room. So half of that is actually true. So let's see. You post all those food pictures, or why people don't like you. It's because you're hungry. But come down, listen. And I hope and I thought about this the other day. Like, I hope you guys know that when I post the food pictures, or when I post any pictures, it's very, very much not meant to be like, hey, look at me, look at where I am, look at what I'm eating. It's, hey, I want to share this with you because the next time you come down, I want you to be aware that this experience exists, that this type of food exists. And if I like it, I want to share it. Like that's what we as friends do, right? That's why we tell each other about the things that we enjoy. So if I have a great meal, I want to share it with you because you might not have known about the mojito people and the tableside guacamole. If I have a bad meal, I probably won't, right? Why do you want to hear about me complaining about a meal? You don't. I think that you hopefully want to hear about the things that make us happy about coming to this place. And if those buttheads on Twitter and elsewhere don't like me for it, so be it. So be it. Again, to be clear, like, I don't get paid a dime by Disney or anybody else to do what I do. Right? If I get invited to a media event like that, I share it with you. I let you guys know that I was invited. But I do what I do because I blanking love this place. And I know you do too. And I want to share it with you and bring it to you when you can't get down here. And then when you do, I want you to enjoy it the same way that I am fortunately able to as a local get to do it as well. I want to turn you on to some of the experiences that maybe you don't know exist. And if people don't like me for that, that's cool, man. I am not everybody's cup of Earl Grey tea, but you guys are here, and that's all that matters. And I've spent enough time talking about that. So, Amanda, thank you for understanding that. I never want to feel like I am trying to brag, and sometimes you have to toe a very delicate line between sharing an experience, and I never want people to think like, oh, he's eating again? Like, okay, Mangello, we get it. We know you like the sushi. But I want you to understand that that there is experiences here that I want you to be part of it. What about the lady that couldn't get the links to work in her book? Yeah, somebody complained that the 102 ways, the links didn't work in the print book. They were underlined and she, whatevs. So... Nikki Lawrence, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, Marty Raimondo, I love you as well in return, and I will tell you that you could ask some of the few girls that I've dated in the past. Love is not a word that I throw around lightly, and when I say that I love you, like I would do anything for you guys, whether we have met yet or not, like because you're here. because you give me the most valuable thing that you own. It's not your car. It's not your Fabergé egg. It's not your rocket firing Boba Fett, to keep Star Wars. The most valuable thing you have is your time, because it's finite and it's limited and you can never ever get it back. And you give and you share some of that with me, like there is no greater reward other than a chili con carne that a person could ask for than your time. So I'm aware of it and I'm grateful for it, and I just felt like I need to say it to you guys again. So anyway, I'm sure everybody knows Guardians 2. Dean Rice, I am so excited that Guardians is coming out, and I'm bummed that I'm not going to be able to see it before I leave for California, because of my kids have some commitments this weekend, so I'm not going to be able to see it before I go, although I might actually sneak in a viewing when I go out to Disneyland. Shh. Matthew says, please do voiceovers. I did one once. I did I don't know why. Somebody came to me because of the show. Somebody came to me and asked me if I would do like their answering machine and voiceover, like for their hold stuff, like their business on hold stuff. And I had to record stuff. It was like for some marketing company or a chemical company or something weird like that. So, David Castro, though, thank you so much. Dave Rashoni, Spaceballs the t-shirt. The kids will love it. May the Schwartz be with you. Christopher, man, going to the double feature. Dude, that's awesome. I would dig going to a double feature. Do I have time to go before I pick? No, I can't do that. I couldn't do that. Steve Webb, good evening or good morning, midnight in the UK. Matt Collins, this makes your day. Hey, man, you make my day too, brother. Thank you so much. How about the Ian McDermott news? I did not see Ian McDermott news. Spaceballs 2, the quest for more money. What does Timmy Foster look like? That's the contest we should have next. Draw a picture of what you think Tim Foster looks like, because he's like the man behind the curtain. And I'm trying to get him to do something live or in person, and he just doesn't. It's not him. Merchandising. Let's see. Any advice for those with fear of flying, going to London and freaking out? Listen, once you get on that plane, and look, whether it's this or your iPad or your computer, you put on headphones and you forget. It's like being on a cruise ship. Like, you forget that you're on the water sometimes. You'll forget that you're in the air. And with a long flight like that, as long as you're not sitting, and hopefully you're not like in the last row, in the corner, in front of the restroom, you'll probably have a very lovely flight, especially depending on some of the airlines. They really make you feel very, very comfortable. So, let's see. Is the Alaska cruise sold out? No, it's not, as a matter of fact, and without trying to sound salesy, because you asked. If you want to come with us to Alaska, there is still room available. There's still great rates actually still available. It's the June 18th through the 25th next year, so you have a little bit more than a year to get ready, to save for it. I will tell you this, as excited as I am for the double dip, yes, we'll get to the logo contest. As excited as I am for the double dip, the Alaskan itinerary, I talked to somebody. I stopped some guy when I was picking up my mail from the UPS box yesterday, who said he was going to Alaska. I stopped and talked to him for like 20 minutes about all the things he needs to do and see, and yes, eat while he's there. It is my favorite itinerary. It is breathtakingly beautiful, and breathtaking, again, a word I don't use lightly. It made me feel how small I am in the universe, and without getting all, I'm like, there clearly is a God, a higher power, or whatever you believe, to make something as majestic as that. When you see Mendenhall Glacier, when you see the plates of salmon, I'm sorry. When you see Mendenhall Glacier, for me, it was the plates of salmon, but it's true. Beatrice Feeney cannot wait for the Alaskan cruise. She's getting married on our cruise. I can't wait. I'm going to get one of those, even though I'm not, I don't expect to be at the wedding. I'm going to celebrate in my own special way. I'm going to get like that blue or orange tuxedo from Dumb and Dumber, and that's what I'm going to wear at dinner. I need someone else to get the other tuxedo. That's what I got to find. Who will be the other Dumb and Dumber guy? I think I'll go blue. I think I'll look better in powder blue. Orange might make me look pale. Safety Dave, I haven't seen you in so long. How you doing there, buddy? I should be the honorary ring bearer. Stewart says the Alaska cruise was unbelievably good, man. It is my favorite. It is my favorite. I love that cruise. So, Luis Ramos, hail Hydra. Mike Rupp, maybe we can have multiple, excuse me, we'll have multiple people dressed in our favorite, interesting, formal attire, as it were. So, Juris Bolding, good to see you. Bad impression as usual. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm losing my impression skills. You don't call. You don't write. You don't bring coffee. You don't bring me flowers. You don't sing me love songs. You don't talk to me anymore. We haven't gone for sushi. Whatever. Let's see. Jimmy Styles says, dude, I'll totally rock the orange tux. Dude, how are you feeling, man? I'm not going to say anything about running and how dangerous and ridiculous it is, but you've learned your lesson, I hope. Dave Rashoni says, I cannot wait for Alaska. I can't wait to see Dave Rashoni, not only at places like Momentum, but if you are I'm going to plug Dave Rashoni because I love you, brother. If you are looking for, a jingle, a theme song, a jangle, whatever, go to DJR Music. He's the guy that wrote, performed, and continues to sing the WDW Radio. Maybe Dave Rashoni, wait a minute. We need to get you at an event to perform the WDW Radio theme song live. How would that be like? Forget Sherman. Forget Richard Sherman. Dave Rashoni doing the WDW Radio theme song live. We'll get DJ Technoid Ricky Reed to remix it right there on the spot. It would be perfect. Favorite Disney movie soundtrack, Andrew Palmer? Oh, man. So it has to be Mary Poppins because I think I love every single song there. And however many, 50 years later, not that I'm 50, but I still cry when I hear Feed the Birds. So I will never watch Mary Poppins with any of you because I'll be a blubbering idiot when she sits on the steps of I can't even say it out loud. How do I like the video of the pizza with tacos on it? Luis Ramos, look at me. How do you think I like the video of pizza with tacos on it? That's sort of like what I imagine heaven to kind of look like. So, wait, no Sherman? Let's see. Do I think the Skywalker era is coming to an end with The Last Jedi? Steve Webb, I believe that the entire Star Wars... I believe the Star Wars story is not about the Skywalkers. The Star Wars story is about the Kenobis. And I will say that until they obviously prove me wrong, but that's what I think this whole thing is going to come full circle and be all about. And if I just keep saying that, if they just keep making movies, I can keep going with that until I die. And then it'll be like, wow, Lou was wrong, but it didn't matter. Do I love Saving Mr. Banks? How do I feel about the news of the remake of Mary Poppins? I liked Saving Mr. Banks. For me, and I don't mean... Because I've met and I know Richard Sherman, I've talked to him about some of those stories, it was really fascinating for me to see a lot of that portrayed up on screen. Some that was incredibly accurate and factual, and some that's a little bit more of a stretch. But I thought it was very, very entertaining. I thought Tom Hanks did a wonderful job. Am I nervous about the new Mary Poppins movie? Yes, with an asterisk. I am, but, I talk about the trust that Disney has, that I believe Disney has earned, at least for me. They've earned my trust. So there's not a lot of movies that Disney comes out with that I'm like, man, that was a bad idea. They maybe should. I even like Chicken Little. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I own Chicken Little on DVD. Home on the Range, not so much. But I like Chicken Little, even though it's a story. But, I think Mary Poppins is, I'm going to take the softball, because it's practically perfect in every way. It can never, that's like trying to say, and again, it's like, we should remake Rocky. You can't remake Rocky. Rocky was such a perfect film. You can't remake Jaws, because all the things that went wrong with those films, all the things that they didn't have money for, all the things that made them gritty, made the films what they are. And you can't reproduce that. You will never, ever, I don't believe, be able to capture the magic of a young Julie Andrews and the Sherman Brothers and, all the different aspects that made Mary Poppins such a perfect film. Even the time when it was made, I mean, everything just sort of fell correctly into place. So it's not a remake, Kyle, and I'm happy about that. I believe it's a prequel? Sequel? Something. It's a prequel sequel. It's a sequel to the prequel. I'd like to see Mary Poppins prequel when she was a Hufflepuff at Hogwarts. I don't think we'll ever see that crossover. So Chris says remake Spaceballs. No, just make Spaceballs 2. The Quest for More Money. Let's Go Fly a Kite. Andrew Palmer. To tears streaming down my face to this day when I hear that song. Oh boy, he's on a roll with old movies. Don't make me get the puppet. How can she be here when she's careening around the ocean? Because here at my penthouse suite on the Royal Caribbean flamethrower of the seas, we have Wi-Fi. Well, it's nice to see you here. Anyway, Jim O, if they would have made History of the World Part 2, it would have been... I believed it was coming when I saw it the first time, and Mel Brooks still has not delivered. So, Martin, I agree. Mary Poppins is timeless. Such a classic. Joanna says, how come I haven't done a review of Liberty Tree Tavern? Dining there in June. Joanna, that is actually a brill idea. And so much so, I'm going to write that down. Liberty Tree Tavern. And maybe what I'll do, as I'm thinking out loud about this, maybe what I'll do is this. Maybe I'll do a review with some of the members of the WDW Radio Nation. I'll pick a day and say, okay, who's ever here from the nation, the first 5 people or so to respond, whether you're local or you're visiting, we will go and do a review of the Liberty Tree Tavern. I will try my best, to do it before your trip in June. Maybe we'll do it closer to July 4th just to sort of get the whole America kind of adventure thing in there. But yeah, maybe we'll have to make that happen. So Michael had Thanksgiving at Liberty Tree Tavern one year, which was great. That's probably one of the places, like, if I was to have Thanksgiving somewhere, that's where I would want to. I actually had Christmas. I had like 30 people in my family down here for Christmas. We were supposed to go somewhere else. Things got changed. We were literally scrambling for places to eat. We had Christmas Day at Paradiso 37. We had, what did we do? We did Christmas Eve here. The day before Christmas Eve, we went to, I had to introduce my family to Boathouse. Thank you, Steve Schussler, and Chef, if you're watching. Then we went to, we were here for Christmas Eve. No, we were here for Christmas Day. I don't know. We went to Paradiso one of those days. So, Jimmy Styles says, Liberty Trees has the awesome mac and cheese. I'm going to have to do the top 10 mac and cheeses. We talked about this last week with some friends. I did, we need to do a top 10 mac and cheeses, but that's going to be maybe a top 5 mac and cheese video. A best of the best, a snack of the week. Every week is just mac and cheese. I can't. My pants will explode. All this food talk is making me want to go get an El Diablo from Deluxe. Mike Ruffin, let's make that happen, man. I'm down with some Deluxe burger. How about a reboot of Top 10 Smells with Tim Foster? So I've never actually, I've never repeated, and I pride myself on never having repeated a topic in the 12 years of podcasting. However, I do want to go back and revisit smells. I want to go back and revisit some of the music, whether it's background and or theme music. And I also want to go back, and I think we should take a look at the 7 wonders of Walt Disney World again, because, well, I think a lot of the things on that list will say the same. They have also changed a little bit as well. So I will, maybe we'll have to come back about, and hit that again. So Mike says, I name the time, my treat. Somebody write that down. Mike Ruffin, be careful saying my treat around me, because look, I don't eat daintily. You know, I'm going to get the big burger with the big fries and keep your hands and arms, feet away from my mouth at all times. Dave Rashoni, I will tell you, my brother, if and when I do music again, you're in. Like, you are a lock for that segment. We'll get some other folks in as well. But I promise you, somebody write this down. I promise you, Dave Rashoni, that I will not do it without you. So, somebody made a video explaining the musty water spell. And you see, there I was. I thought I was a crazy person. I mean, I know I'm a crazy person, but I thought I was really a crazy person when I was doing the musty water smell 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Top 10 cast member. So if somebody wants to link up in here, wherever you're watching, I did ask in, I believe, on the WDW Radio page, if somebody can find it, I asked you to give me suggestions for some of the top 10s that you would like to see on the show. And if you think that you can represent and maybe join me and Tim for a top 10, tell me why. Sell me, man, as to why you should do that. And that'll be good practice for something else, for another opportunity or some more opportunities I'm going to give you guys. Do I say it now? No, I'll wait till I come back from Disneyland. I'll go. Do I know a good Disney travel agent? Wow, man, that is a challenging question. That is I have to think on that. Because no, I know many good travel agents, and you know what? They're all from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. For all your vacation planning needs, visit MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. What? Oh, that's Becky. I didn't realize. It's always a pleasure to see Becky Mankin. Why did you ask me that question? Which Disney restrooms have the best toilet paper? The Breezeway in Adventureland, and the ones. No, not that one. The ones at the Grand Floridian. Actually, the toilet paper at the Swan and Dolphin is nice because I think they use the same material that they make the Heavenly Beds from, and they're soft and they're fluffy, just like the bed. Like me and the beds. We're all soft and fluffy, and I'm going down a bad road. So don't tell me why you should be part of it here, because I won't be able to see it or remember it. But if somebody can find that link in on the WDW Radio page on Facebook, where I asked you to submit your top 10 ideas, keep that thread going and link it up there so or here or there, wherever you're watching. So, will you and Becky do another hint and tricks for D23? Oh, look, you're praying and asking Lacey. I think a lot of the things we've done in the past will probably apply. I have to remember to share that again. D23 tips. But maybe we can do that again before. I had no idea what that whole big motorcycle thing just was. Josh Schmitz, what's going on? Andrew, the best soap. Yes, Andrew Tan. Listen, I've got a lot of really awesome things in the mail and that people have given to me. Somebody actually gave me a box of the hand soap that they used to use. I don't even think he's here tonight. Somebody gave me a box for the soap that they used to use in the restrooms. So there you go. Mike Ruffin is filling out a quote for the Alaska cruise. If you are coming to Alaska or want to come to Alaska, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, give me a yes, give me a something, because the excited does not even begin to express how I feel about Alaska. I just can't wait. The glacier and the people and the food and the reimagined wonder, Yahtzee. Joanna, what am I most excited about for D23? The booth. The booth that we have that we share with Mouse Fan Travel and Becky and her amazing team over at Mouse Fan Travel. The booth and the interactions that happen there, and being able to just take the mini box around and broadcast and share live with those people that can't get there. That is the thing I like the most. Nikki Ostrowski says 5K on the cruise ship. Nikki, are you coming to Alaska? Do I not know this? Yes, I did know this. Do I not know this? Or double dip? You should do both. You should do double dip and Alaska. Like, do double dip so you get primed, like you prime the pump for Alaska. This way you're really ready to cruise when it comes up. Jim Orhofsky says, is Olga going? Look at Jim O bringing up. Man, that's a blast from the past. Olga is not going. Maybe she is, and I just don't know about it. Let's see. Can't imagine anyone else getting excited about old Epcot soap. Andrew Tan, listen, man, there's a lot of things I get excited about that you'd be very surprised of. I am a simple man and who's continuing to try and simplify as I am trying to simplify what I've got going on here in the office and what's going on the board in the back. I did know about Alaska. You'll be surfing in Outer Banks during Double Dip. What? First of all, surfing sounds wonderful but exhausting. You're going to miss all the good food, all the good people, and not one, but two dips at Castaway Cay. I'm just saying. I am really excited about that cruise, and I really I need this cruise. I am just that far away from being overwhelmed with just a lot of stuff going on. All good. Just a lot of stuff going on all at once. So the cruise is going to come at a wonderful time. Josh Schmidt, thank you very much. And please forgive me that I don't remember which one of you sent me this shirt. So is there anything planned for the after D23 party? So we are planning something for the Monday after D23. I cannot, for reasons that will become apparent later on, the original plan that we were working on for a long time, and what I flew out to Disneyland with Becky Menken to go and work on, unfortunately, was changed. And I can't explain now, but I'll be able to explain later. So I am working on something different, some other stuff we're going to do that Monday, which I still think will be a lot of fun. That's why I'm going to Disneyland on Sunday to speak at a conference for a couple days, and I'm going to stay a couple days later, not just because I need my fill of Cozy Cone and Flo's V8 Cafe and a Matterhorn macaroon and Bengal barbecue and a mint julep and beignets and a Monte Cristo and the bread bowls. Beyond that, I'm going to do some, I almost just said it, I'm going to do some on-the-ground stuff that I need to do for something that I'm planning for the day after D23 Expo. Whew, how's that? You know who I love? I mean, all these people. Marla Chan. Marla Chan, I want you to know something. Don't think that I don't recognize and appreciate the fact that you continue to tweet and retweet and follow and answer and share on Twitter all the time, and I love you for that. And thank you so much for doing that. So you, Joanna, the list is long. The list is long, and my pants are stretchy, so I am super, super excited. And I will be live next week from Disneyland. I will be doing a meetup on Wednesday, probably after I do a live broadcast, which will probably be somewhere around the Cozy Cone, but we'll see. And I'm gonna see if I can test something else that I've been trying to work on here. Maybe I can get it to work out there. So Shannon King, do I know if it'll be a day or night event the Monday after? And I know you sent me an email, and I will get back to you on that because, yes, and thank you for Double Dip. Terry Gaff, what's going on? I like that. Send me that as an email. You're asking time. What I think is going to end up happening, and I'm only saying this so I help answer your question, is I think we'll do, instead of just one big thing, which we were going to do, we'll do multiple little things throughout the day and evening. So you can do and attend whatever you want or don't want to do. How's that for an answering but evasive answer? So there'll be something that I'm working on that'll take place during the day, but we'll also do other stuff formally and informally. Hopefully Becky has made some phone calls and found out about some of the other things we need to do because I'm working on my stuff. And listen, we'll have fun no matter what. I promise. So, Disneyland is testing Wi-Fi right now in the park. I know, the problem with the Wi-Fi is think about Wi-Fi like a garden hose, right? You got a garden hose, and that water goes through very, very fast, but you can only get so much water through that pipe, right? And if the pipe is too small, if 8,000 people are trying to live stream at the same time or post pictures or whatever, all the data can't fit through that pipe. So the Wi-Fi is not, I won't get overly geeky into T1s and T3s and all that kind of stuff, but it isn't necessarily meant to handle massive amounts of uploads of data all at the same time, especially streaming. That's why a lot of times streaming, I have to use nobody's listening because I just got too nerdy, didn't I? Sorry. I was an IT guy way back when. That's where get a hotspot. Matt says so Matt, I've got unlimited data on my phone. That's why I use my phone, because I'm still grandfathered into an old plan that lets me just cell services. Marla, my cell service has never been good in Disneyland. The box is greater. The box is better than Wi-Fi, but is the box better than just going right to the phone? Because again, there's still the connection from your phone to the box, from the box to the internet. So if they could just run me a T3 and I'll just plug in manually, that would be even better. So Charlie Brown's teacher sound. Sorry. Want. People, I don't see who comes in and out, but somebody just said Angel is in there. It is good to see you, Angel Ramos. I have not seen you in a long time, my friend. Ingrid Ray, every time I'm in Disney Springs, I look for you and your rolling piano. And when I hear the melodic sounds, I go running over, and it's never been you. But I keep looking. So the box is better than dial-up. The carrier internet is terrible. And Bobby, that's just the problem is your 24K modem. Martin Shergold, my first modem was a Hayes 300 baud external modem. It was about that big, and you literally had to type out the it was like AT-ST string of letters and numbers in order to initialize the modem to communicate at 300 baud. This is why girls don't like you, Lou Mongello. This is why girls never wanted to kiss you, because you're a nerd. Listen, whatever. Sorry. I have to upgrade from America Online. America Online, I'm not even that advanced. I'm still running a bulletin board. I ran a bulletin board, a dial-up bulletin board system from my house for years. This was pre-internet. This was even sort of pre-Usenet news groups. I had 2 phone lines coming to my house where people were dialing up into my computers, and we had message boards, and it was very, very nerdy. It was very nerdy, and again, that's why nobody wanted to date me. Anyway, Angel says you're going to love what place? Oh, that place, the Pandora place. I'm psyched to go see it, my man. I refuse to watch a single video or photo about it until I see it with my own eyes, just like Shanghai if I go. CompuServe. So Mark Thompson, my first email address was 34145.245@CompuServe.com. You couldn't even get your name as an email address or letters or words, because that's just how nerdy it was back then. Danielle McCoy says, May the 4th is your anniversary. May the 4th be with you. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. I'm celebrating the 4th a day early. Spaceballs the t-shirt. Spaceballs the flamethrower. I'm starving, by the way. Danielle sub 2. Oh, yeah, again with the running. Tune in next week for more geeks. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. I know Pete Altemis, I am an old man. So I'm happy we'll do a separate live show and we can nerd out about some of the real geeky kind of stuff. Mike Nips says Prodigy was his thing. I was pre-Prodigy. I was doing Usenet news groups. I was actually on the ARPANET, and I had I could say this now. Enough time has gone by. I had printouts of the Milnet number. So look, the backbone of the internet was ARPANET and DARPANET and Milnet, and you were actually able to dial up because there was no security back then. So there was a fort in New Jersey, and I had the phone number, and you could dial up, and I was able to see requisitions for supplies and materials and training exercises that were going on. I was able to access the SAT computers. I was still a kid. My cousins were in college. I was able to pull my cousins' SAT scores because it was just that open. It literally was like War Games when Timon was when Simba was calling up all those different things. That's how easy it used to be. Bulletin boards. Mike Nix. I ran a bulletin board system. The Death Star plans were transmitted with CompuServe. Yeah, sorry. Dave Picciano, I would love some poutine Right. I have not. How did I give up fried foods for Lent, and yet I still have not had poutine since Lent's been over? Without tech nerds, there's no Bach. Tech nerds are cool, says this tech nerds. Out of way, Matt Shane. Nano. Am I sure the statute of limitations has given up? Oh, Hal Cussler, the stories that I could tell you. If you're a total nerd, maybe one night on the Nation call, on the Nation group call, I will tell you the stories of when I was a kid and a friend that I had known online who I only knew by the name of Beowulf that got raided by the FBI. So, Jimmy Stylesman, I would love to do poutine for lunch. I have a meeting tomorrow from like 9 to 12:30, and I don't know if I can do it. But if I can, if I see that my meeting ends early, I'm overwhelmed, man. I'm not sure if I can get down there to do it. I got a lot of stuff to get ready before I go to California. So, and a little bit of, believe it or not, this is the face of a man who has not gotten a lot of sleep in the last couple of days. 2 nights ago, I woke up at 1:30 and I could not go back to sleep, and it's not good. So that's the crowd I ran with. Becky, I didn't really run with the crowd. I was a homebody. I still am a homebody, believe it or not. And the reason why I know as much about computers now as I do, is because, when I say it, I'm not kidding. Like, I didn't have a lot of friends. So the friends I made were friends that I was meeting online back then. I started out with a Tandy TRS-80, and it was me and one other guy in my school had modems and like used to talk to each other. And then it was the Usenet news groups, like Rec. And my first introduction, here you go, here's an old story. My first introduction to the Disney community was the rec.arts.disney.parks Usenet news group, which was a text-based sort of online bulletin board system. And those guys, I think they still get together in the parks. I still know some of those guys who I met after. Dinner poutine. Now you're talking, Nikki Ostrowski. That I might be able to do. Angel Ramos, have a good night, brother. God bless, man. Good seeing you. But yeah, so I started off on the Usenet news groups, and then I had an Apple IIe, I had an Apple IIc. I eventually bought I built my first computer, this big hulking thing that ran DOS 3.1, and nobody cared. Lou, nobody except you cares about this conversation and this nerdy trip down memory lane. So move on. Sorry. Anyway, you guys want to talk about the logo contest? Stan Solo, I had a TRS-80 from Radio Shack. It was a big hulking monster with a 12-inch floppy drive that did nothing. But me and my friend Brian Hatfield would like get on the modem and like HHEELLOO, and that's whatever. Sorry, Jason Ivey cares. Sorry, I get nerd out. My background was in computers, so we'll have to do a live video group or a nerdy nation call. We're only going to get on. Wait a minute. Maybe we'll do a nation call, and it'll be like a flashback like call. We'll talk about all the stuff that we grew up with in the 70s and 80s. If Becky comes on, she can talk about all the stuff that she remembers, like from the 30s, like the invention of radio and like when they wired her house for electricity for the first. Talking to Becky is like going through the carousel of progress. Like, she's seen and done so much. She's a font of knowledge of American. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Anyway, Anthony Flacco, who I am wacko for Flacco. You have an Apple IIc. Dude, I wish I would have kept my Apple IIc with the little prop-up thing that made it sit up in the back. The Apple IIc was a self-contained unit. It was about that big. It was about that thick. Had a little floppy drive on the side. It was awesome. Becky can talk about Elvis and the Beatles. I think she remembers when Elvis was born. So they had TRS. So Carrie, I'm so old. How old are you? They didn't have computers at my high school. My junior year, the computers they brought in the computer room, which was smaller than this, they had 2 machines that had a keyboard which was attached to a dot matrix printer. So as you typed and hit return, it would then type out the line. So you had to program line by line in order to get it to like add 2 plus 2 or run some sort of a very simple script like give me the multiplication tables for 2 up to the 100. but there was not even a monitor. Like, that's how old it was. So, Jim Kenny has his Apple II Plus with a green screen. Man, I spent many hours. Do you remember, gosh, what was one of the games that had like 12 discs? Was it not Zork? Was it Zork? There was a couple of different games. I remember notching the other side of my floppy disk to double the space. So it had a cassette. Stand solo, write a cassette, no floppy drive. And then, like, when the cassette broke, you're like, somebody give me a pencil. And you're like, wink, 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 trying to get the tape back in because you didn't want to. Well, I also didn't want to lose my radio mix either. But King's Quest, holy smokes. Whatever. I remember my mom dropping me off at Software Spectrum in North Plainfield, New Jersey, which was in like the basement of this office building, and just left me there because I wanted to like hang out with the nerdy guy, and he like would fix computers, and he had like 10 different pieces of software, and I just would go there and hang out. So Tammy Orr, class of 86. I mean high school class of 86. Becky's 1886. I was actually 1986. So it was a little bit different. So we used a hole puncher. And then they actually used to make this little red thing that would like clip onto the top, and it would perfectly line up the notch. I was trying to explain to my kids when I used to go to like computer fairs and computer shows on weekend, and I would spend like all weekend there, like I built all of my own computers. I didn't buy my computers. Jimmy Styles was born in 82. Sweet baby Jesus. My God, he could be my son. Not that I want you to be my son, because that would be weird and bad all the way. Okay, so we graduated the same year. Class of 86 rocks. I agree, Robin Sandward. Jim was class of 84. Come on, man. Brian Donovan, class of 75, no computers. Poor Brian Donovan. Do you remember? So, as long as we're going to memory, I remember Jessica was born in 86. I remember when they replaced in my house the rotary dial phones with the touch phones. And I remember when we got our first like cordless phone. But you remember I'll tell you know what? One of these days I'll tell people in the nation my phone stories too. Again, I think the statute of limitations has run on that one as well. So Paul Cook, I remember Fortran. Like that's what you learned. You would program in either BASIC or Fortran. Class of 98, we got computers in 4th grade's Oregon Trail. Carmen Sandiego. Holy smokes, man. Mike was born in 80. We had Dave at Apple II. I was an Apple guy. And then I built my first PC. It was a DOS computer. And then I remember installing really early versions of Windows, even before, 3.1, which was sort of the ready for primetime version. And I still remember like installing it from like the 20 3.5-inch discs. It took forever, and it didn't do a lot, but it looked really cool. So Carrie Larson, nice to see you. He had an awesome report at his conferences. Give that kid some ice cream or a bag of, maybe, you know what, maybe I need that to make myself like feel better and have a good night's sleep tonight. Maybe I'm not sleeping well because I need a bag of Doritos or Tostitos Chipotle Thins. Maybe I'll treat myself tonight. Maybe I'll take the night off. I can't take. Who are you kidding, Munchel? You can't take the night off. You always died of dysentery. Or I think the only reason why people know what dysentery is because of the Oregon Trail. Windows for work groups. So Martin, again, being a computer guy, being a network guy, that's what we had to run. And you couldn't network Windows 3.1 computers. So when I was building networks, which is how I sort of got my started with my IT business, when I was building networks, I had to run Windows 3.11 for work groups. So I know sorry. I know this is a Disney thing, and we got very, very nerdy. So you got your oxen were poisoned. Oh, network.bat files. Oh my God. I remember do you remember having to configure the files and save them? Oh my God. I remember the server at whatever. I swear in high school when we were learning basic, I was the only one that understood the teacher. That's because you were a smart, handsome man. You have a DOS-based Carmen Sandiego on your laptop. That is awesome. Top 10 Disney items you'll never put on eBay or part with ever. Never say ever. I have up here, I'll tell you, there's a couple of them up there. Oops, up here. So I have a Haunted Mansion. Let's see if I can do this right. Whoops. There's a Haunted Mansion bat stanchion there. There's my Samurai Mickey right there. Those are two. I have, what else? I mean, never say never, but what else would I not part with? You know what, man? At the end of the day, it's just stuff. It's all just stuff. If there was somebody that I felt would like it more, or I needed to sell it to feed my family, then, it's just stuff. Config.sys. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Jimmy Styles said, listen, you know what? Nerds are the new nerds. It's cool to be a nerd. It's good to be the king. Eric McMahon, I cannot show you what's on the other side of the camera. There's some cool stuff on the walls. I've got some neat stuff on the walls that I would really hate to get rid of. I have an original license plate from 1971 from Walt Disney World. I have something signed by Tony Baxter. I have some artwork that some friends at the design group like Ron Cohey and Brian Blackmore made for me. I have an original e-ticket, and I've got the whiteboard with all of my projects on there. And I would show you, but I can't show Becky. So Kyle Loomis never touched Spider-Man. There's, you know what? I will say my the Spider-Man. I'll do this right. Come on, Angelo. That one, the Spider-Man 700 that is signed and made out to me. It's Spider-Man 700 signed by Stan Lee, and thanks to a friend of the show, I'm the one that made that happen. Whatever. My name is actually in Spider-Man 700. I cherish that a lot. But yeah, so there's not a lot that I wouldn't part with because it's just stuff, and at the end of the day, stuff doesn't matter. Like this matters. Like people matter. I'd say you can replace, and maybe you can't replace certain things, right? There's some of the things I have are irreplaceable because they're original or because they just don't make them anymore. But that's not what's important. And as time goes on, I want less stuff and more. I just want less stuff. So that's why the purge is still going on. And you know what? Nice segue, Mangello. That's why the purge is going on eBay right now. I have new listings every Sunday, about 10 to 12 items from my collection. Stuff that I thought I was going to keep forever, I am getting rid of, not because it's not valuable, not because I don't want it, but because I think you guys would enjoy it more. I think it's better served being appreciated by a collector that would enjoy it. So there's a lot of like pre-opening stuff. There's documents, there's magazines. Just go to WDW.com/eBay. And by the way, maybe help spread the word about that too, because I need to purge. I need to purge and get rid of this stuff. And there's some really, really cool stuff in there. I can promise you. Stephen Conti, I agree with you, man. Investing in experiences, the stuff that you can't take them. Look, senility is, but you can't take the memories away. So I'm with you, man. Experiences over stuff. And you know what, too? You don't have to store experiences anywhere. I got a lot of stuff in my garage, and a car is not one of them. So, hard to make best of 640K. God, remember 640K? Justin Carrington, what is going on? So, do I have anything owned by Walt? No. No, I have nothing owned by Walt. I have so much that nobody will buy. I was in my van during the accident. I saved most. Listen, one man's junk is another man's treasure. Excuse me. Check mem. Oh my gosh, you guys are bringing back old painful memories. So, Hal says this stuff right here. the sharing memories and the friendships and the food, that's what matters. So Maverick Eckstein, which Maverick is the best name ever, I still have my original 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea porthole. A cast member gave it to me when they shut down 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It's been in storage for about 10 years. I opened it up. It's still in perfect, pristine condition. The glass isn't broken. I keep saying I'm going to mount it on the wall. I'm going to put a screen behind it. I don't know what I'm eventually going to do with it. I would love to. I'd love to put it up because I don't want to get rid of it. And that is something that's irreplaceable. But I don't know. It's getting the time to actually do it and do what I plan on doing with it 10 years ago is another story. So. Carrie Livingston Larson, have a great week as well. The porthole is an object of your purest jealousy. I'll have to take a picture of it one day and share it with you guys. Or if I'm live, I'll bring the camera downstairs. So, Jim O, you tried getting the WDW Radio sign at the studios for me. Thank you so much, brother. I know you did. And I will tell you, that's something that would have been neat to have because who else would want that? Who else needs the WDW Radio sign except me? And I don't know what they ever did with it. I know you and other people were sort of asking around for it, but I have no idea. Ryan in Philly, go Giants. You just finished Lost for a second time. Were you as big a fan of Lost? So Ryan, I've watched it 3.5 times. I watched it when it first aired. And I still think it is the best show ever on television, with Seinfeld being a close second. I loved Lost, and I still sometimes if I'm working downstairs, I'll put it on in the background on Netflix, and I still love it. I think Lost was just a brilliant show, and I think no matter how it would have ended, it wouldn't have satisfied everybody. So look at Martin, you guys. Look at you guys still nerding out over DOS. Colleen, not Penny's boat, exactly. I loved. Wait, I can't believe you wrote a letter and got a form. Dude, I can't believe you wrote oh my God, you're going to make me cry. Did you really? Dude, you see, that's what I mean. That's look, the fact that you took time to think about it and get an address and write a letter, how can you, this stuff is it's doo-doo. It doesn't mean anything. That's the kind of stuff that means something to me. Not even having the sign, but the fact that you guys did that means a lot to me. You're getting me all choked up. Gemma, thank you very much. Princess Vespa stayed at your hotel a few weeks ago. That's funny. She doesn't look Jewish. You met Desmond in a New Orleans at a dive bar by the cathedral. Did you please tell me, and I know he probably hated, did you tell him see in another life, brother? I love that line. I got to watch that again. Who's got time? I can't even catch up on I haven't finished watching Luke Cage. I haven't started Iron Fist. Maybe I'll have to download him and watch him on the plane this weekend. But anyway, well, listen, it's too bad about the sign, but thank you guys for doing that. I'm more excited for Guardians or Spider-Man. Oh, Greg Gosling, who, by the way, is an incredibly talented artist and designer. I'll answer that question that way. I'm super psyched for Guardians. I hear it's brill. I hear it's a ton of fun, but I'm a Spider-Man guy, and I have been waiting for them to do Spider-Man right. And Kevin Feige, I believe, is finally going to get Spider-Man right. And I am little 7-year-old Lou Mangello is going to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when he goes to see Spider-Man this summer. So I'm super, super excited. So they've gone plaid. Ludicrous speed. Not now, but now. I got so anti-nerdy when I meet celebs and things like he did call me brother. So he really talks like that. He just keeps on, Spider-Man's the only, that away, Kyle Loomis. Landon West says, I've been a fan of WWE for 4 years. How do I shake your hand at Walt Disney World in July? You hit me up. If there's no meet of the month scheduled, you hit me up on Facebook Messenger or something, or shoot me an email, and I promise you I'll try my best to get together for that handshake. And if it's not too weird, a hug. And if it's not too hot, too. So, Donald Lee Pemberton, God Save the Queen, and all of the Pemberton the Thirds as well. Thank you so much for being here. So, is it really? Wait a minute. Man, I'm not even paying attention to the time. It's 8:40. We have so much to cover. I've got so much to cover tonight. Meet of the month for May, I don't know yet as well. But bear with me. I'm going to try and figure it out. It'll be later on in the month is all I know. So, Darlene, I wanted to go Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, but my kids, meddling kids, they got all kinds of stuff going on, and I would feel bad if I went to go do it by myself. So, Hal made the mistake of watching Spaceballs with the kids in my house. My 4-year-old comes out saying I'm surrounded by blank holes. That is awesome. That is awesome. But listen, before all you guys go, because I know it's getting late, and I really want to make sure that I cover this. There's a couple of things that I really, really, really want to get to. And when Greg was here, if you're still here, you made me think about something from last week when I announced the Double Dip Cruise logo contest. We have the Double Dip Cruise coming up. It's now just weeks away, which freaks Becky out, but that's okay. And based on what had happened with the 10th anniversary logo, I said, let's have a logo contest and let's just do it for 1 week. Because before that, we had done the 10th anniversary logo contest. Keith had submitted the winning entry. I had got probably about 72 or so entries that you guys came up with. Excuse me, in a very, very short period of time. That is the one that you guys voted on. That is the one that won. And, by the way, is actually now also available in the logo shop. So if you want, I know you guys are asking me about 10th anniversary logo gear. You can actually get it in the WDW Radio shop, and always check TeePublic because they're always doing sales and stuff like that. But there you can get shirts and all that kind of stuff. But what we wanted to do with the Double Dip Cruise coming up, we said, let's have a Double Dip Cruise logo contest. And that got me thinking about some of the other logos that we've come up with through the years. Our sort of the first one that we did with Becky and Mouse Fan Travel was the happiest cruise that ever sailed, our sort of tribute to Small World. The Dream Cruise in 2012, I love for so many reasons, not just because I think the logo is awesome. Thank you for my unibrow. But I think we had 500 something people. 2013 was the Ridley Pearson cruise, which was a lot of fun. And I think one of the things I loved about that was we got up on stage. I was supposed to interview Ridley. He turned it around and interviewed me, and I thought nobody would want to listen to it, but that ended up being a show that I still get comments about to this day. 2014, we had our Land and Sea event. 2015, Oh, Alaska, How I Love You So. And last year, we did not one, but 2 cruises. We had the Star Wars cruise, which is also part of the WDW Radio 9th anniversary, and then our e-ticket adventure from New York to Puerto Rico, and then a couple of days in Puerto Rico as well. So I said, listen, there's so many talented people out there. I said, let's do it again. Let's have another cruise contest. And again, you were entering really for the mystery box, which is a bit of a mystery, not just to the winner, but to me as well, because, and I'm just about to send Keith's out because I wanted to put something special in there for him. But what we did was we narrowed it down to a number of finalists, and we got it down to 8. And these were the 8 finalists that we got it down to. And again, I put this cruise out, the cruise contest out last week, and only gave you guys a week, and I still got like 45, 47 somewhere around logo contest entries. And I've got to stop and say, like, you guys are redonkulously talented. I had a really tough time narrowing it down to 8. There were so many creative entries, so many different takes, excuse me, on the logo contest. But these are the ones that we came down to, and I think they all really sort of embody a lot of the things that we love. I think some of them were fun. You can see there's references to food. If you look carefully at the double dip logo, that's actually two nacho things going into like some queso dip. The some of them were a little more whimsical. So, number 2 reminded me of like a, and I dug number 2 because it reminded me of like a USFL football logo. So there was something different about each of them, but I gave everybody a week to enter, and then I brought the finalists up last week. We had a week to vote, and the votes are in. The votes have been tallied, and we have a winner of the WDW Radio Double Dip Cruise logo contest. First of all, if you're coming with us on the Double Dip, what is it, June 18th? Something like that, in like a month and a half, give me a yes. Give me a I can't wait to cruise, cabanas, something. Let me know that you guys are actually coming on the cruise with us. And then here's the finalists again. And then I will show you. And first of all, thanks to everybody who entered the contest, who voted on the contest, because you guys came out and you voted like in spades. We've got, I'm going to go and quickly check to see how many votes we got. I think close to 2,000 votes on the logo contest. I'm just gonna pull up Facebook very quickly and see exactly what the Shannon King double dip. Anthony Flacco is coming on the cruise. Amy Peterson is coming. I dig it. I'm so excited. Oh, Facebook, why are you acting all kinds of wonky here? Anthony Flacco said, all right, let's see. I wanted to see how many people ended up entering. I think it was a little more than 1,000 or so. Yeah, it was about 1,000 people that entered. And we do most definitely have a winner. So first things first, thank you again to everybody who entered, who took the time, who shared their talents with us. Thanks to all of you who voted. Again, here are the 8 finalists. And you guys came out. You voted. You picked the winner for the WDW Radio Double Dip Cruise. 2 stops at Castaway Key. I can't contain my excitement. And the winner, as voted on by you, the box people, the nation, and my WDW Radio family, is number 3. So Kyle McLean, I'm not sure if you're in here watching, but thank you so much. You have the winning cruise logo for the WDW Radio Double Dip Cruise. I will be in touch with you via email. I'll also obviously post and share this. But again, thank you so much to everybody who entered. Thanks to everybody who voted, everybody else who shared. I am super grateful. You guys, this could not happen without you. I love this logo. I think this logo embodies so much. I think it's whimsical. I think it's fun. I love the colors. I love the porthole. I love the number. I love the hidden Mickey. So people are saying that's the one I picked. That's the one I wanted. That's the one I loved. Clearly, I will tell you clearly, your votes reflected that. There was a lot of people that really loved Kyle's entry. I would have been happy with any of these winning. There were definitely a few that were my favorites. I will tell you, this was definitely one of them. So I was super happy to see this one win, but I would have been happy with any of them being the official logo. So what I'll obviously do is I will notify Kyle. I'll also make this available on the WDW Radio logo shop. So if you're coming with us, you can get shirts, sweatshirts, hats, tees, tanks, iPhone cases, whatever it is that you like, and wear it with us, especially for the group photo. So the hidden Mickey's a nice touch. Super talented. I will tell you, I was going to announce it tonight because I have 2 other contests, logo contests that I want to definitely one that I want to do, but I'll save it because I'm going to be away next week and I'm not going to be able to. Well, maybe should I announce it tonight? No, I won't announce it tonight. I'll give you guys a little bit of a break. I'll give the logo guys a little bit of a break. So, Father George, man, I hope I get to see you before you leave. I don't know if it's going to happen because, again, it's not you, it's me, and I'm so sorry that my schedule is as chaotic as it is. I hate when I miss you when you are here, my friend. So, But because it's already 8:50, there is something else I did really want to I wanted to share. So, Jim, what program are people using to create those? I have a feeling it's either Illustrator or Photoshop. Again, you can see just some of the intricate details on some of these. I use Photoshop a little bit. I stink at this kind of stuff, but it most probably is done in Illustrator based on the formats that they had sent me. So, which is better, the Boardwalk or Disney Springs? I would say Disney Springs. So, there is one other thing I wanted to share with you guys. You may have seen it in the group. You may have seen it on the page. I don't know if we sent it out in the email. Amber Bramble's here. I just like saying Amber Bramble. But there is something that I wanted to share with you guys, and I promised myself I'm not going to cry. The most important parts of what I do, and I think in turn of what we collectively do as a family, as a community, as whatever you want to call us. And part of the reason why I started this whole entire journey was I'm sure you know my story. I was writing my first trivia book when my dad was sick, Sloan Kettering, seeing all the kids. That's why I started doing stuff in terms of, fundraising for wish granting organizations, and eventually started working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. And you know my story. You've heard my story. You know why I do what I do. You know, I think, how important this is to me. But for reasons that I cannot I can't disclose right now, because of the efforts with Make-A-Wish, right? That led to the running team. Because of the running team, I've met so many amazing people. Because of the running team and because of the auctions, and so many of you that have donated your time, your merchandise, your money, your efforts, your whatever, between the auctions. And, thanks to people like Christy Visaki, who for so long has been helping out with the auctions that we do, both online and in person, because of the events, because of the running team. Look, we've raised more than $250,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. You have changed lives. Like, I don't know how to articulate that. You have changed lives for people that need it in ways that we cannot fathom. And that is your legacy. You are leaving a legacy for people that you may not know and you may have never yet met. And if you're part of the running team, or if you've come to a meet of the month, usually like in January, you may have seen the impact. You may have met these kids, and you may have met their families and heard their stories, and got to talk to them and see the real impact, and dare I say the magic that you have made for families that really need it. I know the family that we met this past January. I was talking with the dad, and the joy and the tears and the gratitude in his eyes was just, there's nothing more humbling and rewarding and that fills your heart than that. And look, we can share so many of the stories of the families that we met and the things that we've done, but I want to turn it around, right? So Beatrice says the families are the reasons why I run. I want to turn that around, because you know my story and you know their stories, but I want to hear yours. I want you to share your story about the Dream Team project, about the running team, about the auctions, about something that you've done. Look, there have been people who in auctions who continually, they bid so that they can win the top 10 things, not because, I know he likes coming on and doing the top 10s and stuff, but because this wish granting is important to him. I know so many of you run or started running because you wanted to help, because this cause means something to you. And I know because you started running, it's impacted your life, whether you have gotten healthier, whether you've lost weight, whether you've made friends, whether you've met your mate, whatever it is, right? You all have a story to tell. And I want you to share, if you feel comfortable with it, I want you to share your story, not just with me, but with others. If you go to www.radio.com/share your story, it'll take you to the thread on our Facebook page. I would love for you to share your story, whether it is in written word, whether you want to send me an audio file. A couple of you have sent me a video that you didn't want to necessarily put or didn't know how to put on the page. I want to hear your story, and I want to be able to share your story with others as well. That's it. I mean, I'm not asking for donations. This is not a fundraising effort. This is an opportunity for you to tell how you're working with this organization, with the running team, with the auctions, has impacted you. Whether it's impacted you physically, whether it's impacted you in relationships, what it was like to meet the family, what it was like to participate in an auction, what it's like to be part of the running team. Whichever way this impacts you, in a personal way, in a profound way, in an overall kind of way, in a happy way, in a sad way, whatever it is, I just want to hear your story. And this is your opportunity to share it with me and with others. And I think sometimes our own stories, not that they get lost, but maybe you haven't had a vehicle to share them or didn't think anybody would want to listen. I do, and I care about you in such a way that you don't know. What you have done for Make-A-Wish does not go unnoticed, not just by me, not just by my family, not just by the families you impact, but by so many other people as well. And Make-A-Wish notices too, and they care about what you guys have been doing. And so I ask you that if you feel comfortable sharing it, and you can share as much as you or as little as you like, go to WDW.radio.com/share your story. That'll take you to the Facebook post. Share it there. It could be one sentence. It could be a paragraph. It could be an audio file. It could be a video. Whatever it is, this is your opportunity to share who you are, what you've done, and how this has affected you. Martin says, as a father of a son with autism, he appreciates it. I know, and I've talked to a lot of you. Sometimes some of the stuff that we do at Make-A-Wish has a much more personal connection to you. And I love that because I see in your eyes and I hear from your stories what this means to you. Even if, what we're doing doesn't necessarily impact your child or your relative or you, it affects you in other Disney way, in other ways. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments as well. If you want to just, and you don't have, listen, the thing that's nice about this is you don't have to bid on an auction item. You don't have to run on a race. You don't have to cheer. You don't have to be part of the team. You can just go to dreamteamproject.org and you can find out, you can make a listen, $1 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, that goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. There is no middleman. There is no money that's spread out anywhere. I don't even see or touch any of that. So if you want to help in some way, you can do that. You can donate $1. You can raise money by running, walking, jogging, whatever it is. And if you need my help, if there's something I can do to help you, make that happen, then let me know. So Kateria, how do you join the running team for the race? Just go to wdwradio.com/running. There's a form there. You sign up. I think it's still $25, $35. That covers like your shirt and your Bondi band. And all we ask in return, there's no sort of minimum. Look, if you can raise $100 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation for your next run, either donate it yourself or do fundraising on your own, that's great. If you can, that's awesome. It's not a requirement. It's a request. We just want everybody to be able to participate and be part of the team and be part of our family and make a difference, not just for your life, but for other people's lives as well. So Nikki says, just meet up with us. We post the day before where we're going to meet up. If you have any questions about the running team, you can email me, or I'll put you in touch with Deanna, who can help you out. The WDW Radio Spectator team, Bobby Friedman, that's right up my alley, brother. This body's not made for running. This body's made for cheering and eating. So if you want to be part of the Spectator team, you can get a shirt. You can get a Bondi band. I would love if you could make a donation to Make-A-Wish as well, but would love for you to be part of the team and join us out there cheering as well. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook. So again, www.com/share your stories. So William Dwight Stewart Jr., it's good to see you, brother. I always see you posted on Facebook. You diagnosed with autism when you were 27 months old. Here you are living with it at 38. Thank you for being there. We need more people like you support and speak up and someone for autism. Listen, William, whether it's autism, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whatever those things are, we want to be able to help and touch and make a difference. Man, I hate when that happens. We want to make a difference in as many lives as possible and touch people in so many ways. And that's why I want you to share your story, because I know that what you do, yes, it's a generous thing to help those other people, but I know that it's affected you as well. And I want to hear and I want to share your story as well. So, all right. Okay, stop it. So, man, geez Louise, I got to get better at that. So thank you. Whether you're part of the team, whether you've donated, whether you've won an auction item, and yes, we're going to do the auction again this year, a little bit later on in the year. Jim, oh, you're right. You make a difference. You matter. You have had an impact in ways that you probably don't know, including for me. Not that I get, obviously I get nothing from it, but you've impacted me by being part of my family. And for that, I thank you. So I think with that, yeah, man, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to get all, I didn't mean to do that, but maybe that is the way we will finish off tonight's show with something that is important and impactful and makes a difference. So hugs right back out to you. Deborah Capalucci Benson, thank you so much. That is why I love you in return. And Amanda, listen, I will tell you, this is who I am. And it's funny when people say, well, you're the same person in real life that you're on the show. I'm like, yeah, well, did you think I was like a jerk in real life? Like, I am completely transparent. I'm completely authentic. And if you like me, that's awesome. If I'm not your cup of tea, that's totally cool. But I love you guys in return. And I'm grateful to you beyond words. And I mean that. And I hope that I get to see you and thank you and shake your hand and hug you and eat with you sometime soon. So whether it's in Disneyland next week, whether it's at a meet of the month, whether it's at an upcoming cruise, whatever it may be, you just know, go to the events page over at WDWRadio.com. You can find out about upcoming events. If there is some way that I can help you do what you do or whatever, please, please, please let me know. I don't mean to make this sound like a plug, but I know somebody earlier today asked me. There are still tickets for my Momentum event in October here in Walt Disney World. I will tell you, this graphic is wrong. There are less than 20 seats left. So whether you have an idea that you want to turn into your business, whether you have something that you love and you want to turn it into what you do, you want to turn your passion into your profession, whether you have a blog, a product, a service, wherever you are sort of on your journey, we have a 2-day weekend workshop with an optional mastermind day on Tuesday. The early bird sale is still going on. There are less than 20 seats left. But if you have any questions, go to LouMongello.com/momentum17. You can also send me a message and I will be happy to help you out. I would love, and I say that here because that is the way that I am able to try and help you. You've given me the greatest gift, this, right? I don't mean the stuff. I mean this. You give me the greatest gift of allowing me to do what I love every day and share it with you. I want to give you that I want to help you do that every single day, and that's why I created the Momentum event, so that I can try and do it for you and with you. I am not going to end this being all pluggy, because the important part about tonight is two things. The 10th anniversary, I'm sorry, wrong one. Wait a minute. The logo contest winner. Again, congratulations to Kyle McLean and to everybody else who entered our logo contest. You guys did, and girls did, an amazing job. I really, really do appreciate it and all of you. Again, I would love for you guys to share your story. I'm going to end up with that graphic. Don't forget, next week I will be in Disneyland, so make sure you turn on notifications. And if you're out there, hopefully we'll be able to meet up with you guys. And then when I come back, Nikki will go get poutine. That's it for tonight. Thank you again for, I saw Martin talking about my cup of tea. Thank you for you fill my cup. You fill my cup, and you are the greatest gift. When I was sitting there in front of my Tandy TRS-80 without a lot of, and by a lot of I mean many or any friends, if you would have told me that all these years later I would have the best friends in the world and around the world, I would have told you you're talking to the wrong person. And you have made a difference in my life, and for that I'm grateful. I love you guys. I hope that you have the best night and the best week ever. I will see you next week from Disneyland. Don't forget, share your story. Stay hungry.